So I'm now here with Sylvia Brown, who's the Chief Executive of Action for Communities in Rural England. We're still here at NOUT Conference 09 at the Royal College of Physicians in London. Sylvia, can you tell me a little bit more about ACRE?
Well, ACRE is the national arm of the Rural Community Action Network. That's the network of local development agencies at the grassroots that support rural communities. So we're commonly known as RCCs, Rural Community Councils at local level, and we operate at local, regional and at national level in an integrated way to give all-round support.
And you must work with a whole range of organisations and stakeholders, including NOUT. Do you want to set out some of the things that NOUT and ACRE are working on?
Well, NOUT and ACRE obviously share a lot of common interests. First of all, we're both very concerned with making grassroots action work for the benefit of rural communities. And in some cases we work with urban communities too, but it's always focused on that community action arena. So NOUT and ACRE are sharing interest in community-led planning, in supporting those that govern communities through parish and town councils to ensure that their communities work together to produce the best possible outcome for their own future.
And you mentioned community-led planning. Can you explain a little bit more what community-led planning is all about?
Well, community-led planning, people know it under various guises in rural areas. It's a long tradition and culture in rural areas to go for some kind of vehicle which brings together local people to debate and have dialogue about local issues and what they want their future to be. People may know it better under the term parish planning or market town action plans, but the common aspect of it is that it's done right at the grassroots. It's local people getting together to develop a vision for their own future and an action plan towards achieving it.
And what do you think are the big issues facing our rural areas at the moment?
Well, undoubtedly we have to face facts, and one of those main facts is that any reliance that we have on public spending is going to be under severe constraint, not just for the next couple of years, but probably into the long-term future. So under those circumstances, the only option for many rural communities is that they have to look at the risk of existing services disappearing. And the only thing for them to do is to do what they've always done under those circumstances, which is see what they can do themselves, to harness local volunteers, to support what that community needs to maintain its vibrancy. And rural areas are very good at doing that, but they now ought to look ahead and see how they're going to do that in the future. The other main challenge is, of course, sustainable development, which is a real issue for rural areas. And sustainable rural communities are going to be an arena in which much work is going to be done in the future, because the nature of travel, the nature of working and the nature of community action is going to change. Parish and town councils need to grasp that opportunity to work with the grain.
And you're actually a parish councillor yourself, and today we've launched our new pamphlet, It Takes All Sorts, to promote the brilliant work of our 80,000 army of parish councillors up and down the country. What would you say to somebody as to why they should become a parish councillor in their area?
Well, the reason most people get engaged in community action of any sort is that they see a need for something to happen, and it's quite common for people to actually turn up a meeting to grumble about something and end up on the committee. And being a parish councillor is just an extension of that. The sense of feeling that you are involved in doing something within that community that can benefit local people. And one of the things about rural communities is that everything is so integrated. The school plays a specific part in a community, the village hall, the parish council, parochial church council. They're so small, those communities, that everybody ends up having to work together. But parish and town councils actually do have a major role to play in tying and providing the glue by which all of that works together.